In 2004, landing a role in Harry Potter was the closest thing Hollywood had to winning the lottery. The franchise was the biggest cultural phenomenon on Earth. The casting of a new character was global news. The audience was billions strong. Katie Leung was 16 years old when she was cast as Cho Chang, a teenager who, by her own admission, did not know who she was yet, suddenly at the center of the most watched film franchise in the world. The attention was overwhelming from the very beginning, her words. And then the fandom found her. The Harry Potter fandom in the mid-2000s was one of the most passionate and most toxic communities the early internet had ever produced. And when Katie Leung, a young Asian actress, was cast as the romantic interest of the series' white protagonist, a significant portion of that fandom responded with something that had nothing to do with storytelling. Racist harassment, sustained, organized, and completely visible to anyone who looked for it. Leung has described Googling herself as a teenager, curious the way any 16-year-old would be, and finding comments that sat with her for years. Comments that made her less outgoing, more self-aware, more careful about what came out of her mouth. She was a child, being systematically harassed by adults, on a platform that had no meaningful moderation and no institutional response. And the institution that employed her, one of the most profitable franchises in film history, had the response ready. It just was not the response she needed. Reports emerged that Warner Brothers publicists instructed Katie Leung that if she was asked about the racist harassment by the press, she should deny it was happening. Not address it, not acknowledge it, not use the platform of the world's biggest franchise to say that targeting a teenage actress with racist abuse was unacceptable. Deny it. The reasoning was exactly what you would expect from a corporation protecting a billion-dollar family brand. The wizarding world was wholesome. It was magical. It was for children. Acknowledging that a significant portion of its fandom was directing racist harassment at one of its teenage cast members was incompatible with that image. So the image was protected, and Katie Leung was left to carry the harassment alone, with a publicist's instruction to smile and say it was not happening if anyone asked. She was 16 years old, working inside a machine that had decided its brand was worth more than her well-being. Now HBO is rebooting the entire franchise. A new cast, a new Cho Chang, a new generation of young actors stepping into roles that carry the full weight of one of the most passionate fandoms in entertainment history. Katie Leung is now 38. She is working on Bridgerton. She has built a career and a life entirely outside of Hogwarts. And when she was asked what advice she would give to the actress taking over her role, she said something that carries 20 years of weight in a single sentence. She said, "When you are that age, you are trying to figure out who you are. As a teenager, I certainly did not know who I was." That is not just advice about acting. That is a warning from someone who learned the hard way what happens when you do not know who you are and the machine decides to use that uncertainty against you. The new cast is not just taking on iconic roles. They are stepping onto a battlefield. And the question nobody at HBO has answered publicly is whether the network has actually learned how to protect them. Katie Leung survived the Harry Potter machine. She built something real afterward. She is here, working, thriving, generous enough to offer guidance to the person walking into the role she once held. That generosity, after everything, says more about her than the franchise ever did. The magic was real, the protection was not. And until the industry proves otherwise, every young actor stepping into a franchise this size is walking in without a safety net. Katie Leung knows exactly what that feels like.